What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the correct translations of all the cores of origin because, well, we need to see which ones are the ones we probably want to go for the most, and the previous time when we looked at these, it was a lot more confusing, I would say, trying to understand what they were saying. Hopefully these translations come through better. Let's start off with Sword Flash. These go in the order of their release. Again, they're going to give, these are not artifacts. That's one thing that people were confusing. These are not artifacts. What these guys here are going to do is when you take a look at like my Vesa here with her Tree of Origin, they're going to go in this middle slot. However, I don't think that even unlocks until you get to like a level 100 tree, I think. Again, we don't know because it's just we can't progress that far right now. So let's take a look though. Sword Flash's ability, more multipliers, which is cool, but when obtaining impeccable flow, grants flow incarnation to all allies except herself for 2 rounds. Flow incarnation increases the owner's all damage dealt by 15% and reduces the damage taken equal to 80% of the owner's attack. So that's kind of like an A and B effect, so to speak. Flow in incarnation is not stackable. Seems interesting. It doesn't give it to herself, but she can dodge herself. Decent. I'd say it's decent. Let's go to Scarlet Queen Haloras. When allies with Queen's Guard take damage, it restores their HP equal to 320% of Scarlet Queen Haloras' attack. That's what I was wondering, if it was like Scarlet Queen was healing or they are. That seems really good. Meanwhile, increases their crit by 10% for 3 rounds, which can only be triggered 1 time for each ally every round. When an enemy takes crit damage, Scarlet Queen Haloras pursues and attacks it. Wow. So when an enemy when an enemy takes crit damage, she's going to pursue and do a follow-up attack. This one could be really good. That's a good amount of healing provided, I'd have to say. 320% of Scarlet Queen Haloras' attack. That's millions of healing. That might be one of the better ones to go for, actually. We'll have to see. Asmodel the Dauntless. When an ally releases basic attacks or active skills, summons the Heavenly Chariot, pursuing the target, dealing 400% attack damage. Afterward, increases the ally's holy damage by 20% for 2 rounds. At the end of each round, every stack of Revenge reduces all damage dealt by 4% for 1 round for enemies with Revenge on them. That, again, seems really good. Like, the bonus damage could be cool. It doesn't give much for survivability, but extra damage is definitely there. Jara, this one, see, this was the most confusing one out of all of them. When an ally releases an act skill, there is a 25% chance to restore them 30 energy, a 30% chance to restore an extra 30 energy, and a 15% chance to inflict Petrify Rock Lock on 1 random enemy for 2 rounds. So a little bit of CC. When an ally releases basic attacks, restores them HP equal to 300% of Starwing Jara's attack and 15% chance to inflict freeze. Okay, that one sounds pretty nuts. Can I have all of these, please? It sounds pretty insane. These are probably what you're going to need to really push in the Void campaign as well. This is also probably going to help a ton in... Actually, no. A lot of these aren't really going to help that much in Purgatory, except for the ones that do something for the person themselves. This one's interesting, though. Gives energy back to other heroes. Let's see Vesa's. Vesa is the one I'm most anticipated for. During the battle, restores HP equal to 600% of Fairy Queen Vesa's attack to allies, except for herself, with less than 50% HP. Then grants them a shield equal to 50% of that healing amount, with a 40% chance to clear all debuffs. That seems pretty strong. These effects can only be triggered once for each ally in each battle, so the whole battle, which will reset after they are revived. So like Carrie, I guess, can get it multiple times if she keeps reviving. After triggering the Core of Liberation of Fairy Queen Vesa for 5 times during the battle, there is a 50% chance to inflict Silence Gag Order on all enemies. So basically, if everybody's triggered this, or you do some... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, this doesn't really do much for her damage, though. I was going to say, what does this do for Star Expedition? Honestly, I think this might be one that's not that good. I think it might be. I might have made a bad decision going for a Fairy Queen Vest. It's kind of cool that they will, you know, they'll get healing and shielding, but I don't know if that's what we need right now. Lord of Fear Aspen. All right, this one's a long one. At the beginning of the battle, grants all allies 1 layer of devil armor. If Lord of Fear Aspen defeats an enemy, grants all allies 1 layer of devil armor immediately. Okay, that's interesting. When an ally releases basic attacks or active skills to horrified enemies, Lord of Fear Aspen additionally launches an attack dealing 400% attack damage to them. When an enemy is horrified, increases all allies except Lord of Fear Aspen's attack by 4% and damage reduction by 3% for 2 rounds. What does Devil Armor do? Every layer of Devil Armor increases control immunity by 15% for 3 rounds. This effect decreases by 5% every round. Interesting. That sounds more PvP oriented or against like some crazy CC waves. We'll have to see. I don't know. That one sounds decent. This one I'm kind of interested in too. Sun Devourer Eos. When Everlasting Sun is triggered. You know what? Let me just refresh my memory on Everlasting and Engulfing. Everlasting Sun is the burn, and then I think the Engulfing Sun is when she dies, right? Pretty much. Okay. So let's see. Let's go back over here. When it is triggered, additionally increases all allies all damage reduction by 5% for 1 round. That's pretty good. And clears 1 random attribute reduction effect. That's good. When Engulfing Sun is triggered, additionally increases all allies all damage dealt by 5%, with a 20% chance to obtain 30 energy. This one seems like it could be pretty good. But I think Engulfing is the one when she's dead though, right? Just to confirm. When self dies, inflicts enemies and someone's Engulfing. Yeah, Engulfing is the one on death. Sadly, that doesn't really help us with things like yeah, if they were swapped and she gave all damage dealt by, like, that would be amazing for like Star Expedition stuff, but a little lackluster on that one, at least at first glance. Star Alchemist Holmes Young, the hero not many people use right now. Okay, at the beginning of the battle, gain 60 bottles of Immaculate Potions. Whenever an ally uses a basic or active skill, consumes 1 bottle to restore the attacked ally's HP. Okay, whenever an ally takes a basic or active, it'll restore them 4% of max HP, increase their attack by 8% and armor by 8%. When an ally releases a base attack or active skill, consumes 3 bottles, increases the dot by 5% for the attacked enemy. When an ally dies, there's a 50% chance to inflict perceptual disorder on all enemies. This seems interesting though. Increasing their attack for 2 rounds. Could that be used somewhere? I don't know. That one sounds decent. And then lastly, we have Freya. At the beginning of the battle and at the end of every round, Mystic Fairy Freya gains Pistol Essence to 1 random ally without it, and increases their attack by 20% and speed by 20 for allies with Pistol Essence not stackable. Whenever an ally releases basic attacks or active skills, there's a 33% chance to release it. It grants it to 1 random ally without it. Will disappear after being released 4 times, which will give the on. That one sounds really strong. I mean, 20% attack. That seems really, really strong, doesn't it? So I guess that's just a whole new effect for her. Because technically this is like the same. I was like, I know the name was part of it. That one sounds like it could be really strong. Maybe this is another way to help balance the heroes. When there's some of them that aren't as good, give them a better core of origin than some of the really overpowered heroes, and it might equal their power out. That could be a cool way to do it. So I don't know. Some of these seem really, really strong. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. It's going to take a long time before we get to these. I mean, even these are probably going to take a while to get to. See you guys next time.